Okay, guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a bloodied Gauss shotgun. This thing is lots of fun. Shotgun's really not the right word for it. Like railgun is probably a better word for this thing. But anyway, let's get right into this, and I'll show you all the fun, stupid things that happens when you use this buggy weapon. And here it is, our bloodied Gauss shotgun with 10% damage while aiming and 25% less VATS action cost. That 25% less VATS action cost is probably the really important role on this weapon, seeing as we will be using this thing primarily in VATS. Some other things, I have the short scope on this thing, the long barrel, and the maximum capacity magazine, because the armor penetration bonus from the other one just really isn't worth it. You'll notice I also have a scope replacer, a scope radical replacer mod on this, so if you think my scope looks a little funny when you look down it, that's why. As we can see, just one tapping, you get funny damage numbers, but it just obliterates ghouls. I always seem to notice some very strange sort of damage rubber banding that you would get with a lot of other explosive weapons, especially explosive shotguns, but it's really pronounced on this weapon, almost sort of reminiscent to that stupid magic, quotations, magic damage exploit that I hate. That thing's fucking stupid, and people who promoted that exploit should be, put in a gulag. But as we even break out a sneak, it just completely obliterates even ghouls, just kind of like right near other ghouls. Like the splash damage just really does a lot, but sometimes just like that, the damage rubber banding will not allocate damage to it at all. It's kind of weird. Like this thing really isn't so much a shotgun as, like I said before, it's a railgun. You use it in VATS, and it's kind of like a... I don't know how to describe it. You kind of have to use it to experience it. It's very strange. It's a lot of fun to use, and before the additive damage patch, this thing was crazy. This thing was just completely broken. Stupid ghouls. I actually don't really know how much damage this thing does because, like I said before, the damage numbers on this get kind of muffed up. So it could be doing... It shows like 60, and I can't tell sometimes. Like, I can see the other pellets, but other times it like stacks all the... Like, looks like it might be stacking all the damage pellets in one. But like... I don't know. It's so weird. It's powerful, but it's just quite strange. But, it tore through these ghouls. Like, no questions. But we'll see how it does against some muties and some other stuff. And here we are at Mutiesville, and we're going to see how this Gauss shotgun does against some green mutant FEB abomination things that need to be removed. There he is. He's not okay. Missed that. That's another thing. This weapon is another one of those weapons that will miss at 95% quite a lot. Like more than others, or at least maybe that's just me. Obviously, if you panic spam this thing, it will still work as long as you're, at nice close distance. But ideally, you want to use this thing in VATS, and that 25% less VATS action point cost really helping to make this thing be very VATS efficient and still be quite usable even in situations where you're out of sneak and you're losing your AP to dodgy as you take damage. Also, this weapon, like I said before, it's weird damage rubber banding and strange damage numbers. This weapon is like RNG weaponized. Like, sometimes it does damage, sometimes it doesn't. You have no idea what damage it's actually doing or what it's supposed to do, but I guess you just have to hope that Todd allows you to do damage. I know that Todd has some strong feelings about damage, but it's a very strange weapon. Very strange weapon. Powerful. when it's supposed to be a shotgun, but like I said, I use it like a railgun. Like, it's not a marksman's weapon, but because it doesn't have the range, but it kind of acts like it sometimes. Anyway, off to the cultists. Stupid, degenerate cultists. I don't even have any special commentary for this. I just kind of want to see these guys die. I don't like them. And just like the ghouls, this Gauss shotgun will perform very similar. Only difference is they shoot back and don't play their animations correctly and say stupid dialogue, whereas the ghouls have the sensibility to not talk too much. They just go, ah. Let's see what the commotion is over here. Looks like we have some floaters, which means there might be some muties. Looks like they're going up against some scorched. Oop. See ya. It's interesting. Like, sometimes the splash damage seems to kick in more, and sometimes it doesn't. It's so weird. So weird. Okay, Deathclaw Cave, and see how it does against the big green Deathclaw. Let's go in. Stupid explosions won't stop. Constantly blowing up. Those damage numbers were definitely not correct, but that was funny. I thought it would take longer. Seeing as that Deathclaw went down a little bit too fast, I've decided we need a little bit more robust test against an actual challenge for this thing. So I've decided to come here to the Gulper Lagoon to give it a real challenge against some actual tanky bastards. And as we can see, these things are going down slower than the Deathclaw. Like, this is again more proof that Gulpers are really the actual apex predator in the wasteland. We need like a Gulper horde survival mode that would be like the best endgame challenge in the entire game. Oof. Exploding Gulpers. Alright, one more left. Let's get a little closer. Let's wake him up. Let's do some damage. What the fuck? He's invincible. Oh shit. What have I done? Oh, there we go. Like I said, this thing is so strange. Sometimes it just decides that, nah, you're really not doing damage. But even Gulpers can't stand up against this big green guy in the pond. Let's go wake him up. So this is either going to go fantastically or it's going to go horribly, and I'm not going to do any damage for the first 6 shots. So let's see what happens. And 1, and just 2 shots. Wow. So I guess it went fantastically. I think back before the additive patch, that would have been a 1-shot kill, but you know, this time 2 shots, that's still pretty okay. This weapon is just a blast. It's an absolute fuckery all around. Funny damage, crazy rubber banding, doing no damage, doing too much damage. It's a hot mess, but it's 7.5 out of 10. I totally recommend this thing. I think it's probably the most fun Wastelander's weapon to use, and I highly recommend getting one. A bloody one, anti-armor. Quad ones are pretty crazy. 2-shot ones are even more broken than these ones, but they're economical to use since they're only using 1 2mm shot per go. It's like I said, it's a blast. I can't recommend it enough, really. Even after the additive patch. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This weapon's crazy. I recommend getting your hands on one of these. It's not really so much a shotgun. It's not really so much an actual marksman's weapon. It's kind of a dedicated VATS weapon. It's economical, but it's unreliable. It's powerful, but it's broken. It's just a lot of fun.